TapTapPodcast. I'm your host, as always, Cody Chase Duncan. Today we have Ash, Captured by Ash, whatever they want to call you. What do they call you?
All right, I'm easy. Hi guys. Like you said, my name is Ash. I'm a freelance photographer. At the moment, I'm working with artists, athletes, models, etc. I'm excited to be on today.
First of all, grateful for having you on. Normally
Thank
I
you.
ask, tell us a bit about yourself, but you went straight into it.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you pre-script that?
I wrote it and then I was like, no, I'm kidding.
On the car here, you're like, I'm a photographer.
Don't stop it.
Into photography, before we get into that, it's about you and like yourself. What area did you grow up in?
So I grew up in eastern suburbs, a suburb called Hillsdale, near Matchville. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar. So I grew up most of my life there, and then when I was probably in year 11 or 12, I moved out Rockdale, Brighton area, and I've been there since. So.
How was it growing up in those areas?
It's definitely, I would definitely say it's different to the west.
A
lot different. But it is cool. I mean, I could say it's more of my home down there.
Yeah.
So, it's different, but I like both.
Yeah.
I like east and west.
No, 100%. Where's most of your work for, like photography-wise? Down here, or is it over there?
Definitely in the west.
Yeah.
Not
What's
much
probably
in
the biggest difference you've seen between the two areas?
Definitely different type of music.
Yeah.
The west, you definitely get more drill stuff and more full-on rapping, whereas the east, it's a lot different. You still get rapping and stuff like that, but it's definitely a lot different music, I think. But I mean, I've worked with an artist that's from the east. I'm currently doing a project with him. His name's Noah. And he's
Shout
pretty
out to
cool.
Noah.
Shout out to Noah if you're watching this. He's pretty cool. So we're coming out with a video with him, I think, in 2 weeks. So he definitely does a lot of different cool music. So I think he's an exciting artist that's coming up. So that'd be really
So obviously photography. Do you do videography as well?
Look, I do like every now and then BTS stuff, nothing too crazy. But definitely down the track, I'd love to do like music videos and bigger projects for sure.
100%. What got you first into like kind of photography, or you just pick up a camera one day and?
I get asked this a lot. So before I was doing photography, I was actually I was playing soccer at a high level at one point. And that's what I wanted to do as a career. And then one day I had I think my girl came from like the side and she kind of slide tackled me in the game, and it led into a massive surgery where I had to get like a bone taken out.
Ouch.
And I was out for 2 years, and I'd never got proper treatment back then. I was probably like 16, 17 at the time. And it was just like, basically the doctors were like, look, we don't know if you'll ever be the same again, or you'll be able to play, soccer the same again. So obviously it was like a point where I was like, I don't know if I can continue doing this. And I had probably like a year or two gap where I literally didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like, if I can't play soccer, I don't really want to study. I'm not into like uni. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. So one day I was going through Instagram and I came across this girl called Jasmine. Shout out to Jasmine Frank as well. I came across her page and I was like, I really like what she does. I think she was doing like UFC photography at the time, and she was a girl, so I was like, this is dope. I've always liked creating. Normally when I went on holidays, I always loved taking heaps of photos of cool things, doing little videos every now and then as well. And I had messaged her at the time and I was like, look, it's something I might want to get into, and I honestly didn't think she would reply back. And a few weeks later she replied and she was like, look, the only way you will know is you just buy a camera and give it a go.
Start taking photos.
And I was like, I didn't know where to start at the time. I was like, how do I even start this? So I had gone to my local gym in Rockdale and I started doing, some flight photography over there. Then at one point I was deep, just doing boxing photography, MMA photography. And then I had jumped into music and other stuff after that. So definitely I would say Jasmine is probably the person that got me into it.
Shout out to Jasmine if you
Jasmine is definitely the one. Yeah.
How long have you been doing photography for?
About 2 years now. 2 years.
What was the first camera you bought?
It was a EOS M50 Canon. So it was a small camera, probably about $900. And it did the job. And then I just decided to upgrade from there.
It's crazy. Even like now, do you have an iPhone?
I do. I have an iPhone 12 Pro.
With the 3 cameras, How crazy is the new camera called?
Oh no, mine's only got 2.
I don't know what this one is.
Yeah. That's an upgrade version, I think.
Anyways,
I think I've got
the cameras have gone so crazy on iPhones. You could probably do photography off
100%.
iPhones to start with these days.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people think you have to buy like the best camera out there.
Yeah. I've definitely seen people do like iPhone photos that are dope as well, because you get different. I think the third camera gives it like an ultra wide look, and you can do different stuff with it. So I definitely do rate the iPhone camera for sure. Yeah.
What do you reckon the best brand of camera is? Canon.
The best camera.
I just feel like everyone has a Canon. We've got 3 Canons here.
I mean, I'm a Canon fan, but you know, you get people who are Sony fans. You get people who are, you know, Nikon fans. So, but for me, I like Canon. I like the color grading of it. And it's easy for me when I do, you know, photo shoots, and then when I edit, it's pretty good. But I mean, everyone's different.
How were your photos when you first started? Like, were they decent? Or were they just like blurry, like a little kid?
I think my photos back then were just dog shit.
I think the craziest thing is like, say you look at the photos and you know the difference now.
Yeah,
but like, so like a general eye like me, I look at a photo, I'm like, that looks pretty cool. But I feel like no one actually noticed besides the actual photographer.
Yeah, I mean, when I've looked back at my old photos, I'm like, I used to post that. I was like, why would I do that? You know, like, why would I post those photos? But yeah, I mean, like, that's the whole thing about photography and creating. Like, you learn as you go and you get better as you go. And I feel like it's definitely an industry where you're forever learning. No matter what, you know. At the moment, I'm learning how to do film photos, so that's definitely very new to me.
What's film photos? If anyone doesn't know, like me.
So film photos is like a camera that people used to use back in the days where you take a camera, it's like a point and shoot camera, but when you take the photo, you can't actually see it like a normal camera. So once you take these photos, it gives it like a vintage olden day look. So then once, you know, the film roll's done, you get it developed at a place, and then, you know, whatever comes out from that.
Right, that's the crazy thing about really, like, because like all that photography talk, I was like, whoa.
I
thought you just snapped the photo. That's the craziest thing about like the photography stuff, like is that there's like, you got like so many angles. Like angles is a big thing too, like
100%.
Like the way, there's a trick on TikTok I always see, and like when you take a photo, you turn your camera upside down and put it up, and it makes you look like empowered. And I was like, what?
100%. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think it's all about the angles. Definitely editing plays a big part in it too. You definitely need to know how to edit, and you know, how to make the person look good in the photo. So editing was something that was hard for me at the start. And then eventually, the more I did it, the better.
Do you use Adobe, whatever it is?
Lightroom Classic.
Shout out to Lightroom Classic.
Lightroom Classic is the way.
Free sponsorship.
Yes, please, on there now.
What else is like? What do you reckon the hardest thing about being a photographer is?
The hardest thing about being a photographer, that's a good question. I don't know. Like, I mean, getting clients to trust in you that you know you will give good work, I think is hard itself. I mean, people will base off whatever, you know, you have done. So I think getting clients was probably hard at first for me, because you know, I don't know, it's kind of,
well, you're like, who are you?
Yeah, exactly. When you have no name and like you're trying to prove that you can do it, it's a bit hard. But the hardest thing about photography as well is just, I don't know, like having just to learn everything, learn cameras, learn angles. And I've only been 2 years into this, so I'm still super new.
Exactly.
Compared to someone that's been taking photos for 10 years. And you notice the difference. So do
you have to get qualified, or you just start taking photos and make sure they look good?
I'm pretty sure you can do like a photography
school
course. You can do a course where they teach you other things, but to be honest, I just picked up a camera and was like, fuck it. I don't know anything, but I'm going to learn on the way.
But I feel like that's probably the best mentality to have, because like you get people in life that like they hold back, like they buy a camera, they're like ideally, like I always tell people, like photographers, videographers, you're gonna have to do work either discounted or for free for at least like 6 months to a year, because like you have no art like presentation to show people. And I feel like having that like fuck it mentality of just like buying the camera, take photos, put it out there is like the best way, and you learn along the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Like kind of chucked in the deep end kind of thing.
Yeah.
What's probably the best like photo shoot like you've done, like either working with artists, or because you've worked with a fair bit of artists, sports stars, and that stuff.
The best shoot I've ever done.
Even if you just list some of them.
That's a really good question. The best shoot I've ever done. I feel like I need to go through my page for that.
What's some of the probably like the best artists or like sports stars you've worked with?
Probably one of the best sports stars I've worked with. I'll probably say Tai Tuivasa. Got to do a bit of work with him.
Of the UFC?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just I took a bit of photos for him and stuff, and definitely Charles Joyner, who's a K1 kickboxer at the moment. He's in UK. I definitely say I've done a lot of good work with him. And then we definitely created a good friendship as well along the way. I'll say Charles. I'll say Ty. I mean, I love working with all.
Were they in the cage when you took the photos?
For Ty's one, they were doing like training camp type of thing. So they were in the cage, but it wasn't like a fight. So I got to do a bit of that.
If you're photographing a fight, let's say the cage, for instance, because they get like that one shot that just looks hectic.
Yeah.
Would you have like your camera on like spam mode? Because surely you wouldn't be able to catch it in the moment. That timing, right?
Yeah, I definitely would say sport photography, or I'd say MMA photography was a challenge because like they're constantly moving. You don't know where they're going next, and you're kind of having to follow them a lot. I definitely say that was a big challenge, and it took a while for me to actually get decent shots. But I mean, you definitely can spam it, or you just kind of
hold it down.
You can, or you just set up your camera just to kind of make it a bit easier. Yeah. But I definitely say it was hard.
Yeah. I feel like it would be, especially like. Because, like, you said, like, UFC, they post that one photo and it's like a kick to the head or something. Yeah. It's like, how does a photographer get that exact moment?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Would it be, like, 4 shots before it or something? Would there be, like, one with a mid-kick and it looks ugly and they're like, nah, delete? Yeah,
I mean, it's all different, I think. I think you kind of know when you get the shot. Like, you look back at your camera and you're like, when did I take that? Because it's so quick. Like, you don't know what's happening, especially like in a fight as well. I think, what fight did I get to actually take photos for? Charles Joyner's fight. I got to actually do photos for that, and I'm just like, it's so intense. You don't know what's going on, and you're like trying to watch the fight at the same time, but you're trying to get good stuff.
It'd be crazy too, meeting like some of the fighters, artists, and that stuff. I feel like it grows you as a person.
Yeah, for sure.
Get those special VIP passes.
Yeah. I actually got to do Luke Jackson, the boxer, I got to go to Bank West with him. To do, behind the scenes shots with him. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do cage photos. Not cage photos,
Ring.
boxing photos. I think you got to be like, I think with the actual company of the
those
whole
big ass
industry.
cameras with the big ones.
I think you got to have a different pass.
Was that a no limit fight?
Yeah, I think it was when it was the Mark Hunt Gallen card. I think it was that one.
No Limit would use like Foxtel based ones.
I think you got to be part of No Limit, but I did get to do all of his like background stuff.
The better stuff.
Yeah, the stuff
that matters.
The stuff people don't see. So I definitely had a really good experience, and I always thank Luke for actually putting me on that. And it was my first time experience doing a big event like that. I always thank Luke for it.
Is there any pathway specifically you'd rather work with photography, or you just kind of seeing what you enjoy at the moment?
I definitely love what I do in the moment. I love working with any industry, but I definitely would love to jump in more into the fashion industry. And do a lot of fashion models or just clothing brands. I really like that stuff as well. I definitely haven't done much of that just yet, but that's definitely down the track.
100%.
I'd like to hear.
I feel like it's such a how long did you finish school?
I think 6 years ago now.
6 years, So I feel like in school, like it's like certain, because I'm obviously a PT by trade, so like fitness is like something that's a bit like doesn't get talked about in school. But I always say like for kids after school is like there's so many different pathways that people don't. Like when you're in school, you have like your uni or your trade pathway, but I don't ever speak about like photography, your barber courses, your like music industry, your artists, your actual anything creative school doesn't speak about. So like it's kind of like that's why you always see kids like there's some naturally talented photographers naturally like young guys that can just know angles and that stuff, and they don't actually take that leap. So I think it's like it's kind of good that you're doing it. How's it being like? Because obviously you're a female in the industry. How's that?
I mean...
For BTS especially, I feel like I don't even know if there's any female photographers.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously when I jumped into the industry at the start, I didn't know it was more of more males than females. So when I jumped in, I was like, damn, like I bumped into a female, like where are they? But every now and then I have, which is really, really cool. And I would still like to meet Jasmine one day. I think she lives in Perth, so I haven't gotten to meet her. But I think she mainly just does like UFC stuff. Which is really, really dope. I mean, I'd love to shoot for UFC one day. definitely on my list.
Dana White, if you're watching this, or
Dana White,
or Jake Paul.
Surely, or Jake Paul.
Jake Paul for the women's one. I feel like the only not the only. That sounds bad.
Yeah.
The good thing about being a female photographer is that like you're probably more likely to get female gigs. Like say for instance,
for sure.
the female fighters that come, or like any of the actual fights, because like I feel like behind the scenes, some females be more comfortable having a female there than a male like, going around.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like maybe I do get more female clients just for that reason.
Yeah. It's like a niche market. In its own
for sure. I mean, I think that as well. But I know there is some females out there. But not too sure which type of photography they do.
Yeah.
But it's always cool to see any female in such a male dominant industry.
100%.
Like even like female producers, female DJs,
artists and that stuff.
Like it's artists. It's dope. Like I really do like all that stuff.
Especially in Sydney, because I feel like I was just telling the house. Anyways, I was just telling him about like 10-15 minutes ago. There's so many like female artists coming out now, like especially to the music industry in Australia. Yeah. Like that, you're getting sounds like you're getting female sounds that are different. It's not
for sure.
Like there's a few like girls here that record and they sound like Cardi B style.
Yeah.
And it's like you haven't seen that in Australia before, and 100%. Like it's really growing the industry 100%. Like more.
I definitely would say Australia in every industry like sport, music, it's definitely growing, and I do see Australia in a few years' time being up there.
Yeah.
So 100% I do agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Why do you reckon it has such a male dominance? Do you reckon it's just because?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. I mean, I feel like, to be honest, I have no idea. I really don't know.
Because I was trying to think, every videographer or photographer I know is male.
I know.
I'm trying to think.
I actually don't know. Maybe like males, like, I don't know, like technology things. Like,
I feel, do you reckon it's a bit of like a cliche? Like it's like
maybe,
some people put like stereotypes on jobs?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have no idea. That's a really good question. I always do think about that as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like some jobs out there, it's just more male dominant than female.
Yeah.
Even that's, like you could say like doctors or nurses.
Yeah.
Nurses are more female, and doctors I'd say are more male. So
if anyone knows, comment below.
Yeah, if you know, I mean, I have no idea.
I'm gonna get cancelled for feminism or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop talking.
Everyone's gonna look at the stats because I got no idea.
Other than the obviously photography side, are you working on anything else that you want to take into a pathway, like?
Like something that's different from photography?
Anything like producing videography or anything like that?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely would like to try directing. Yeah. A little bit more on things. Yeah. At the moment, my focus is kind of just to still learn film photos. Yeah. I find it interesting. I think it's a really, really cool look, and it's actually quite hard. Yeah. I think so. So I'm still learning that, what different film rolls do, like what's the best to use. I've been actually talking to Hayne, who's a film photographer. So shout out to Hayne. And he's been helping me a lot on the film side of things. Yeah. So he's super dope photographer. I could say
shout out to Hayne again.
He's definitely one of my faves in Australia. Like he's dope as, and he really nails film photography very, very well. So I definitely do think I'm trying to kind of better at film, and then I'll say once I'm better at that, I'll definitely love to move on to more videos or directing, stuff like that.
100%. I feel like even now, like if you look at like the videos, especially like music videos, they're changing so much. Like they're getting proper directors in now. Yeah. Like everything's like adjusting like crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
But like if you look back 2 years ago, what's some advice you'd probably give to yourself starting out?
For photography? Mm-hmm. My advice I'd give myself 2 years ago, I think, would just be give it all you got, I guess. Give all you got. Like, you generally don't really know where this path can take you. All it takes is just for one person to see your work and be like, wow, and put you on something so big that other people can say as well. And that's, I think, the beauty of the industry. It's just, it takes one eye for someone to see your stuff and be like, okay, like this is what we can do now.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
And I feel like that's with anything, really.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you'd probably look back like from 2 years ago when you first started. Yeah. Because obviously you have a lot more connections now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you might get random people hit you up for work.
Yeah, 100%.
So like I feel like looking back, you could be like, whoa, like where did this come from?
Yeah. I mean, every now and then I actually do. Like I do appreciate anyone who messages me to work with me, and I even appreciate people who like, you know, privately DM me
Yeah.
and be like, your work's dope and
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing. And, you know, like, cause it's so weird because like 2 years ago, I wasn't doing any of this. And, you know, like I would never think that I'd be working with all these big people.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you told me 2 years ago, I'd be like, no chance.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I'm grateful for the journey and the opportunity that has come my way, and anyone that wants to work with me, I'm always thankful for it.
So everyone
Yeah.
hit her up.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, that's the reason we're obviously on the podcast too.
Yeah.
And also, I forgot to say, first female guest for the podcast. Yeah,
Thanks.
That's
Thank you for having me.
So any feminists?
Yeah.
Equality.
Yeah,
Anyways,
100%.
but that's because I saw your work about a year ago, to be honest.
Oh, really? Wow, that's really, really cool to hear.
I'm pretty sure I saw the fighting stuff. And then like I'll see like random videographers and it'll be like, because you know like they tagged BT, it was like captured by Ash, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, she's back again. And I was like, wow. What we're gonna go into a little break. So we'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the TapTapPodcast. Yeah, welcome back. Anyways, how's the break? Good? You good?
No, it was good.
Relaxed?
It was good. I needed that break.
We'll move on a little bit out of the photography side. Well, I reckon we just get straight into the deep shit. That's what you call it, the deep shit questions.
The deep shit.
The
yeah.
deep shit. The deep shit.
Yeah, the deep shit.
We're gonna do like so. These questions are pretty just standard one-off questions, and we'll go into a little bit more segment-based. Your kind of overall goal in life, you'd say?
Oh, that's a big question.
Yeah,
that's
it
for
is.
sure.
It's a deep shit.
That's some deep shit. My overall goal in life, just in general.
Yeah.
I'd definitely say to be happy for one, to be definitely financially secure, and just basically enjoy life, I guess.
Yeah. What would you say happiness would be to you?
That is a good question. I feel like happiness to me would just be happy for starters, happy with yourself, and like, you know, happy that you've done everything you could to have the best life you can have. Obviously, you know, being happy with, you know, your family or your partner or like, you know, your kids and stuff like that. I think you kind of find happiness throughout your life, and you kind of really know when, okay, like, you know, I've never been this happy before. So I feel like you kind of find it throughout things.
Yeah. It's like a journey side of it.
I feel like yeah.
You never like get there. It's just like finding stuff along the way.
For sure,
kind of thing.
yeah.
What do you reckon your biggest driving force, either behind your behind your life or behind your business, would be?
My biggest driving force. I mean, my biggest driving force is to obviously to make my family proud, to make my mum happy, my dad happy. So that's definitely one of the things that I want. And then obviously, I think everybody wants to be financially secure, to be able to provide, you know, options for your kids later in life and all those things, and spoil your own family, like your mum and dad and stuff. So definitely financially secure as well. And what else I'd say? I mean, and obviously in the photography sense, like there's definitely big people that I would want to work with one day and achieve big things that will take time. So those certain things definitely keep me going as well.
Who would you say your biggest, like, number one person internationally you would work with?
I feel like this question was gonna come. One of my biggest goals as a photographer and to wanting to one day photograph for will definitely be J. Cole. J. Cole was definitely, you know, till today, is still a massive inspiration to me. And, you know, I really like his music. It's really different, and, you know, I feel like he puts a lot of time and effort into it as well.
Yeah.
So I definitely would say J. Cole. I definitely would say
So if J. Cole, you're watching, just I don't think you are, but you might be.
you're probably not.
Or if any friends or family of J. Cole are watching,
one day. But yeah, I think he's super dope, and his music is so cool.
Would you fangirl?
Oh, to be honest, I think I'd be in shock if I was in the same room as you. I'd be like, hold on a second, like, I don't know if this is you. I definitely would say him. And for the girls, I mean, there's a few. I mean, I definitely would like to work with Ariana Grande one day. I really like her stuff as well. Billie Eilish is really, really cool. I think she's really creative. She's really, really talented, and like she's got a specific kind of like, I feel like sound.
I don't want to mispronounce Billie
Eilish.
I don't want to mispronounce that. Would be like really good at like the photography. I feel like she would be very creative.
Yeah,
like she'd
100%.
be open to like doing a backflip or something.
Yeah, like I feel like she's dope, and I feel like her music is so, like, I've never really kind of heard her music before. Like, it's so different, and I think she's so cool. Like, the way she does things.
Yeah.
But I'm also Latina, so I do have a lot of big Latin artists I one day want to work with. That's definitely Bad Bunny.
I was going to ask, what nationality background are you?
Yeah, so I'm full Chilean. Was born and raised in Australia, but mum and dad were born and raised in Chile and came here in the early 20s. So I do speak fluent Spanish.
Yeah.
And, grew up in a Spanish household. But I grew up listening to a lot of Spanish music.
Yeah.
So Bad Bunny, J Balvin, they were kind of like my inspirations in the Latin world. So they're definitely artists I would love to work with.
What do you reckon, like, the difference between, like how was it like growing up like a Chile-based household? Is it like family orientated? Like, what's it like?
Very, very family orientated. It's very, very different. I feel like if you're South American, you kind of know what kind of household it is. But definitely would say it's very family orientated. It's kind of strict too.
Yeah.
Food's
nice.
Yeah, I mean, the food, you can't go wrong with the food. And I really love the music. I grew up listening to a lot of it. And, my family kind of escaped the war over there back in their days. So they came here kind of not knowing anything.
Who were they at war with?
I think their president at the time was at war with another country or something like that. I haven't done the proper research.
No, it's not Peru, is it? No.
I don't know, but we do have beef with Peru, I think.
Very well for Peru's watching. I'm sorry.
We do. But I'm not too sure the real background story with the war. I know the president was involved and it was like out of hand. I think like if you walked on the street, like you'd get shot and stuff like that.
It's the craziest thing with like countries overseas. Like I think it's Peru. I don't know what country it was, but like there's so many like presidential issues.
Yeah.
A lot of like, I wouldn't say it's a third world country, second world.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Chile was a third world country, but at the moment, I think they're definitely a lot better now.
Yeah.
With everything, so but they were definitely in that category, I would say.
So the craziest thing about like living in Australia, like our worst problems are like lockdowns and masks, but like you got countries that are in like war zones.
Yeah,
like their presidents are like killing you if you like North Korea is a prime example.
North Korea's insane.
Insane. Probably shouldn't talk about them, but
I know, right? No, they're insane. I don't know how their president.
Have you watched that podcast interview with that Joe Rogan one with that?
No, I haven't yet.
Just explains how like they escaped like Korea and like they used to eat, so like pretty much it was like a cycle. So like say we're in Korea, we die, rats eat our bodies. And then the humans eat the rats. And then the humans either survive or they die from rat poison, like eating the rats. And it's a constant cycle. Because like, say for instance, say if you do a crime, which could be something as simple as like growing your own vegetables.
Yeah.
Like in Korea, I probably shouldn't say, he's probably going to get shot after this. But like, say for instance, like you do that, you get put in jail for life, possibly killed. Yeah. Your kids do, then their kids do, and then their kids do. So it's like fourth generation crimes.
That is insane.
So if I went and rob a bank in Australia, I get 30 years or something? Yeah. Your grandkids' kids are suffering from it.
That's insane.
Which is like the craziest thing because like they didn't do anything. They're like they just getting born and they're already in imprisonment.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah. I had no idea about.
And that's like the world we live in.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like where'd that come from?
That's crazy. I don't know how the North Korea like president gets away with so much, but
yeah, it's a bit dodgy.
Like, he's insane.
Shout out to Kim Jong Un. Actually, not shout out to Kim Jong Un.
Nah,
you don't get a shout
Not
out.
that guy.
You have a large enough following.
Some crazy stuff that happens in the world right now. It's really insane.
So craziest thing like with the world is like we actually have no clue what's going on because we're in like Liverpool. Like we already know what's going on in Liverpool, but like in like right now on this podcast, there could be like a volcano erupting, like anywhere. Like it's
the world's crazy and the world's like so mysterious. Like you don't know. Like you said, like there could be a volcano erupting. Like we don't know these things. And the one happened in Tonga recently.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was insane and like it just came out of nowhere.
Heaps of conspiracies there too.
Heaps, 100%. But I definitely felt so sorry for all the families and people that lost family members or houses and stuff like that.
Well, it's the scariest thing because like obviously there was a disaster that happened.
Yeah.
But like I know like obviously a volcano. They said there was people saying there was like some bombs that went on underneath water, which caused the tectonic wave. Which if you think about it, like the country of Tonga has been caught up in someone else's issues, and that makes sense. But like that damage was like terrible.
It was so big. Like you could like if you saw the Earth and then like when you zoomed it out, it honestly looked massive. It
Looked
looks
like a bomb.
legit. It actually did look like a bomb. That was insane.
Don't cancel me, please, YouTube. But yeah, like it's just crazy, that stuff. Have you been overseas?
Yes, I have. So I've been to South America. I have been to Vanuatu,
Yeah,
New
Vanuatu's
Caledonia,
nice.
New Zealand, and that's it. That's
Vanuatu's crazy. I went there once.
really beautiful.
Got high off kava, as you do.
I've actually never had kava before.
That shit's strong in Vanuatu.
Yeah, I heard it's like real strong.
Guy gave me 2 cups. First time I'm in Cabo, gives me 2 cups. I'm like, first one I was like, like, what's this? And second one I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But like, it's like a pretty good feeling actually.
I've been to Cook Islands. I got smashed over there.
Of Cava? Or?
No, just the drinks were like real cheap over there. And like I was like 18 at the time, I think.
Yeah.
Before I jumped into like photography and stuff, and I'd gone with one of my mates, and we just got completely.
Did people mix you up for an islander?
Oh no, I get that all the time.
Because I thought you were.
Yeah, I mean, I get that legit. I don't think anyone has actually ever guessed my actual nationality.
Yeah, no, I thought you were like half something.
Yeah, no, I get it all the time.
Chilean.
Like I have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Easter Island is connected to Chile, so I don't know if my ancestors back in the days were from Easter Island, and it's kind of like a similar kind of culture over there. So, but then again, my parents are quite dark too.
Yeah.
But you know, could be my ancestor that gave me this.
Ancestry.com, you're gonna have to register your
Yeah,
family.
I have no idea. But
How weird's that app, Ancestry.com? I don't know if you ever looked at it, but like, I always just thought you click on you put your name in and then your like family tree comes up, but it's not. You have to actually build your own family tree.
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
You have to pay a subscription to build your own family tree.
Like, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah, I'd probably just build it from now and then. If I have kids, just start building, pass it down.
Yeah, I have no idea where to even start. I just probably put my mum and dad first, and then what do you do after that?
Yeah, no, I don't even know.
I mean, I don't really know like my ancestors or anything.
I don't know past my grandparents.
Yeah, I mean, me neither.
Barely know them,
I have no idea.
We're going to get into a segment, Would You Rather? Pretty straightforward. Would you rather this or that?
Yeah.
Would you rather McDonald's or KFC?
Oh, okay. I think I'd rather KFC.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like once you get older, KFC becomes better.
Yeah, I do feel like shit after it, but I feel like it's worth the feeling.
Yeah. It's so shit after. There's something about it after that, like, I don't know why you feel like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Next, would you rather chips, like any brand of chips, or Shapes?
Oh, no, I'm a Shapes person.
Yeah, shout out to Shapes.
Shapes,
it's just
man,
above us if you're watching.
You can't go wrong with Shapes. Like, they always hit the spot.
What's your favourite flavour?
Oh, I'd say the pizza flavour.
Yeah, is it the purple one?
Yeah, the original normal. Yeah, you can't go wrong with pizza Shapes.
Yeah, but they're all great. Shout out to Shapes for watching the podcast.
Yes. Sponsor
us, you know, get us past that trial period. Anyways, you go gym? I was going to ask you a gym, would you rather? You train?
I haven't trained much at the moment, but I was training at UFC Rockdale.
UFC stuff?
Just like normal gym training. And then I was doing a bit of boxing at Legends with one of the coaches there.
I was going to say, would you rather gym training or... actually, would you rather weights or cardio?
Ooh. To be honest, I'm a cardio person.
Yeah, I've learned
I
a lot
do
of cardio.
enjoy like running.
Yeah.
And like anything that's got to do with cardio. But weights are cool, but I definitely didn't get into weights as much.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
every now and then it definitely does help.
I feel like running's a hit or miss for people. You either really like it or you just hate it.
Yeah, I feel like
there's
no in between. No way. I feel like if you don't like it, no one does it. But if you like it, it's like the go.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I got 38 Ks in. But I ran a marathon in December.
Yeah.
And that was like the worst prep in my life.
Yeah.
I'm never running a marathon again, so don't
That's
ask.
crazy.
But like, running is like so like the thing about running when you're like training for cardio, it's time consuming.
Yeah.
Like a weight session, I can be done in 30-40 minutes.
Yeah.
Running, I have to run for literally like 2 hours to train. Because you're going to do 10, 15, 20 Ks. And that's like, it's not like you can run faster, but then you're not going to get there.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
It's a sad place.
No, it's crazy.
Next, we're going to go a little bit like into like a random deep question, I guess. Would you rather live the rest of your life without arms or without legs?
Oh.
Deep shit.
That's some deep shit, that one. That's a real hard question because I feel like legs play a big part, but so do arms.
Well, you couldn't work if you don't have arms. I mean, you could, but it's not hard.
I'd have to say probably no legs.
Yeah, that's what I say. A lot of people say no arms, but
but I feel like arms play, like you do, like you eat with your arms.
Yeah.
Like you do a lot with your arms.
You move and that stuff.
Like you drive with your arms.
Yeah.
You go to the toilet with your arms.
Yeah, everything.
Like everything. But legs, it's like Imagine not being able to walk.
You could just get like a wheelchair, but
yeah.
still, that's.
But you could get those fake legs. You know those. You know
that's not part of the question. You can't do that. You can't just add fake stuff.
I'm saying like if you can do that, yeah, 100%.
You're like Nino Tech or something, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Next one, we're gonna go another this or that. Are you cars or motorbikes?
Definitely cars.
Definitely cars.
Yeah, I'm actually. I have a fear of motorbikes.
Why is that?
I feel like it's just people have so many accidents on motorbikes. Don't get me wrong. There's accidents in cars too, but just I feel like motorbikes you lose control once and like you're going flying.
Yeah.
Because I saw a guy actually have a motorbike accident in front of me, and like I saw him fly.
Yeah.
Like in the air, and I'm like, I'm not getting one of those.
Nah.
Yeah, legit. And like he got up and his whole arm was like. Scraped.
Yeah, that's the like thing, especially when they don't wear like. Whenever I see people riding like, because helmets obviously you have to, but like without the protective gear.
Yeah.
Or just like shorts, and I was like, bro, you're gonna die.
Yeah, legit. It's insane, and like, don't get me wrong, they're cool. They look super cool, but would I get one? No way.
Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah. I want to do another deep question. This one goes a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Hopefully I word this right. Sometimes I don't word this right. It sounds bad. How old are you now?
23.
23.
Yeah.
Let's say you're 35.
Yeah.
We've got two scenarios. You can be 35.
Yeah.
You've done everything you want to do in your life.
Yeah.
You've reached your happiness, whatever. But then you get shot, obviously killed instantly.
Yeah.
Would you rather do that or live to about 65 and have like a half-filled life?
Oh.
Some deep shit.
That's deep shit, man. You're really getting me on these ones. I mean, like, 35 is so young, but then again, you've done everything, and then 65 is way longer, but you've only done half. To be honest, as bad as it sounds, I think I'll go 35.
Yeah, because you had that fulfilling.
Yeah, I've done everything, and I've been happy, and I got shot, but at least I know that I did it.
Yeah.
Got everything done.
That's my biggest fear, dying on like my deathbed, and I'm like, shit, I should have done that. Should have started that podcast.
Are you scared of like death and all
Nah.
No?
I gamble with death too much. I should stop that actually. No, I'm more, like I think I've accepted death. Like I have a strong belief that like everyone dies for a reason.
Yes,
like,
for sure.
Beyond the point of like what people, everyone just says as like put on the Instagram story.
Yeah.
But like I believe like let's say for instance, if I'm going home today, hopefully I don't. If I do, this would be a cracker podcast release. Let's say I get hit by a car and die. The views is through the roof. Someone released this. Someone released this. If it is.
No way.
But like, if I died, there's like a hero and villain story in everyone.
Yeah.
Like me being a podcast host, we just recorded one. It'll affect you in a way because like I just recorded like you being shocked. Like say my family might be like, my family could either like turn to drugs, turn to alcohol, or they could start like a charity fund that like cured cancer. So like I feel like everyone has like at the end of the day, like even though it's bad at the start, everyone dies for a good reason. Like towards the end, that's my belief. But
for sure, I mean, like, look, it's scary to I think about it in general, but like, I feel like no one really knows in the end until it happens to you.
Could be there now.
Yeah, we have no idea. Like,
I saw a thing on Twitter and it was like, imagine you die and like you become a ghost and then you've got like a ghost world and you need to go back to work and shit.
Yeah, look, I mean, like, I don't know if you believe in spirits or stuff, but I'm like majorly. Yeah. Like, I believe in that stuff a lot, and like, I mean, like, I don't even like horror movies. I don't like anything that's scary. Anyone that knows me actually knows. Yeah. Like, I don't fuck with anyone.
What's your biggest with like spirits wise?
My biggest like
belief wise with it.
Spirits.
Yeah.
Or I definitely do believe in
like looking over you, or is it more like angel numbers?
I definitely believe there's like spirits out there that look over you. In times that you don't realize, but I definitely also believe there's evil spirits out there that can definitely impact your life without you not knowing.
Yeah, scary shit.
Kind of like, I don't know, like the evil eye.
Yeah, I was about to say
all that stuff. Like,
put the emoji down there.
In all that stuff. Like, I don't try and bring it upon me.
Yeah, like when your ears get hot, apparently.
Yeah,
it means people are talking shit about you. I think
that's
what it means.
I've heard that one before, but I grew up in such a religious family as well. But you know, my mum is typical to believe in just any like evil eye.
Yeah.
But we believe in angels too and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm big on that.
I feel like a lot of ethnic cultures are more into that side. Like
100%.
Like your like Asia-based cultures, Indian side, and like South America, like that type of stuff. I feel like they're more into that stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like when stuff gets too westernized, it turns into too like like that, like they think it's like crazy talk.
Yeah.
Because like I believe, like I see angel numbers every day. Like it's freaky. I think I'm pretty sure today I've caught 1111, 111, and 222. And it's like the crazy. I'll just be like doing something. I check my phone. And I see it. I'm like, no.
No, it's insane. I do believe like I don't know if you've had like family members that pass or whatever, but I feel like when you lose someone close to you, they definitely leave like little messages around, 100%. And you feel like it was them.
Yeah.
I definitely do believe that as well. But I mean, like I don't try and go out of my way to kind of reach out. It's like you just never know what energy you're bringing.
Having people coming out of TV.
Yeah.
Those little girls with the screen thing. Oh shit.
The Grudge, I think, or something like that.
That's the biggest thing. Like, cause I believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
In a certain way.
Yeah.
But I was like, because I always think, do you reckon ghosts when they die the way they died? So say you've got dementia, or say you got shot in the eye. Do you reckon they die when they become a ghost? Do they still have that eye missing, or do they still have dementia? Because maybe that's why we get like weird random like signs, like ghosts that were supposed to go somewhere, like I don't know, ghost hotel or something, but like they ended up like they had dementia and they're just walking around because they don't know where to go.
Oh wait, to be honest, that's a good thing. Like I have no idea. Like I believe in like Judgment Day, and I feel like as well maybe ghosts that are still on like here, you know, maybe they just didn't get picked to go where they're supposed to go or something like that. Like, it sounds like such crazy talk, okay? But like I'm definitely
gatekeepers.
I'm definitely like a big believer on any spirit stuff. Like I will not get in my way to go into like an abandoned haunted house just to get
some white people shit.
Adrenaline. Like I'd be like, you do that, I'm waiting in the car. Like I'm not playing shit.
That's
with
what
that.
I do.
Yeah, there's no way. Like I actually went to an abandoned house with one of my mates like last year. Yeah. And it was like, it looked so like haunted and old, and I'm like, they're like, no, come in, it'll be fun. Like I walked in there and you felt like this coldness, and I'm like, I'm out, like that's it, I'm not going anymore. But
it's probably a good thing.
Out there,
now
like,
watching like these little pricks talking about me.
Yeah.
Talking down my friend Frederick.
No, I definitely don't.
We're got about a couple more minutes to go. Kind of question I asked, similar to before, what's some life advice you give to kind of anyone in general? Or like life advice you follow, or some sort of motto that you follow?
I definitely follow. I definitely would say like advice, like just give your best shot, and you definitely never know where it can take you. I think that's a big thing. I feel like a lot of people today like want to do things, but are so scared to do it because of the outcome. Like, what if this doesn't work, or what if I don't end up making this money, or I end up, you know, not being where I want to be. But I feel like if you don't try, you will never know. And I'd rather die knowing that I tried than die knowing that what if I did try though. You know what 100%.
I mean? Yeah, no, 100%.
I feel like you should just fuck it and just give it a go anyways.
Fuck it, that's the
That's
mentality.
it, fuck it. Like,
deep shit and fuck it.
Yeah.
What I want to say is shout out to our sponsors, not Shapes. Shout out to the sponsors with the animal teas.
Yes.
They make animal-based printed teas. We're gonna send you one too. Well, they're gonna send you one, not me, because I don't know. Yeah, I do. Anyways, they're gonna send you one. I'll just get that after.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to check them out, use our code TapTapPodcast. Don't ask why it's 57. Shout out to the new artwork from Untitled JPG. It's Michael Jordan.
I can't see from here, but somewhere up there.
It's a nice picture.
That's actually really cool.
Yes. But thank you for coming on. First female guest.
Thank you for having me. Grateful. Thank you so much. I had a good time.
Any questions, Matt?
No question.
No question.
Hopefully I'm on again.
Yes, we'll have a part 2. Probably go a little bit deep into universe. Thank you for watching the Tap Tap podcast. We're tapping into minds of millions and...